Good evening, everyone. It's a Tuesday again. And of course, that means it's time for Tuesday Talks with Tonia. And I am Tonia, your host or hostess, whichever you prefer. And today is an awesome day because it's also International Women's Day. So we celebrate all women all around the world today. We are some of the best people in the world. I think women run the world. I think we make the world go round. And today I'm rocking my purple for International Women's Day. So I have a purple ring on, I got my purple earrings, but it was a struggle to find purple in my closet because that's not a color that I typically have. I see Marie says,
I didn't know that. I would have been prepared.
okay, it's okay. So welcome to everyone that is joining me today, whether it's your first time or you're a frequent flyer. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Tonia. It's a platform for women where we celebrate women, we encourage women, we uplift women, and we share stories. We help one another build. We help one another grow. It's a safe space for women to be who their authentic selves. So be who you are. Be at ease in knowing that this is a safe space. So whatever you say, we don't judge, we don't criticize, we embrace, we encourage, and we share. And so that's what today is about. And I'm so excited to have my guest today. And the topic is called The Road Less Traveled, Turning Stress into Success. And this person that dropped in my spirit, it was a couple of days ago, and God just casually dropped her in my spirit. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what am I supposed to talk about? So I'm one of those, like, I'm trying to be better at listening to when he's telling me something instead of being the rebellious child that I normally am. And so I was like, oh, okay, Maureen. Okay, yeah, she has a story, and I know some of her story. So our guest today is Maureen Ruiz, and she is the president and CEO of Dutch House Properties. And I want to introduce you guys to her and just have her give us a little snippet about who she is and what she does, and then we'll get into the dialogue. So, Maureen, thank you so much for accepting the call, the request. Even if it was last minute, Maureen was like, sure, I'll be there. And I was so happy. And I'm excited to have the conversation. I've been watching you for a while. I've known you for a while in different capacities. And so to see you in this light and to see you in this role is so exciting to me. So welcome to Tuesday Talks with Tonia, Maureen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's, you know what it is. Sometimes we don't feel we have a story to tell, but we do. And if this will help someone out today, it's all part of life and purpose. And my name is Maureen Ruiz. I am the CEO and president of Dutch House Properties. It is a development company that I've started about a year ago because I felt there was a need for it in this time and age we're living in. And I just know that there's room for me and other women that are around me that at the table. This is a place where it's a male dominated area, and believe me, it's been stressful to come out as a female, let alone a Black female. You know, and my goal in life, my purpose in life has always been helping others. You know, my mom being a hard worker, she's always been an entrepreneur, and as our kids, we've always been around entrepreneurship. So it's like, okay, you go away from it, then you come back, and then you know that, okay, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in life. So I'm so glad to be here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. And you hit on some very good points. The industry that you're in is male dominated. And
Yeah,
typically it's a white male dominated industry.
correct.
And a lot of times, as women, they hold us to a box or square like, okay, you can only be a mother, you can only be a cook, you can only be, a housekeeper. When they think of jobs like that is a huge undertaking. Number one,
Correct.
development is a tough industry, like you said. It's kind of a cutthroat industry. Um, and I don't understand why, because my view is there's enough for everybody. There is
Correct.
enough business and enough money and enough space for everybody. We can be in competition and let it be a healthy competition, but I think men are intimidated by women because number one, we multitask better than they do. Number two, we're more collaborators. We more try to bring people to the table versus, being separate and standalone, in my opinion. but that industry can be tough on men. So I can only imagine how it is on you. And this is a year. You've only been in it a year.
Right.
What brought you to the place where, you know what, I'm going to do this regardless of what they say, regardless of how they treat me, regardless of the uphill battle that I know I'm going to face? What brought you to wanting to do specifically development? And you do housing development and land development, or is it just one?
It's going to be both, working
Okay.
on both. Correct. So, about 4 years ago, I was renting an office space, and we had two investors who were the landlord, and they would always come to me and ask me, look at this property, let's go do this, buy the contract. Um, so, and then at times, one of them, he would always sit me down and say, listen, we're working on this particular project, we're working on that particular project. So that went on, it was just real estate, straightforward buying and selling. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, if they can make X amount of money just by sitting at the desk while I'm doing all the work for them, why can't I do the same? So I didn't say, I would just write notes and just kind of listen to what they were saying. And one particular project was in Aiken where they had some issues with the covenants. So it took me about 2 years to find owners. So I did all the dirty work for them.
Wow.
I found the owners. We helped with the help of their attorney change the covenants so they can build townhomes over their University Parkway in Aiken. Um, but in the meantime, I was watching how the process was. You got to get the architect. I said, there's nothing to it. So one guy said, listen, I had some money set aside. Can I invest with you guys? He said, well, I need to talk to this one, the other partner. So I said, okay. So I went to talk to the other partner, and he said, no, talk to the other partner. They didn't want me in there with them.
No, the good old boys
No,
club, the boys club.
right. Yeah. He just wanted me to do his dirty work, find a property, do this, planning and zoning. So in the meantime, it's okay because I was learning and taking notes. This is what all it takes. So finally, COVID came in, and my lease was up. I said I'm not going to renew it because nobody's working. So I stayed home, and it was also the same time when my husband was getting worse. So anyway, I said I don't need an office. I'm going to be home. So I looked at my books and my notes that I had, and I said I can do this as well. So that's when I said I'm going to start my own development company. And I try to talk to them, and no information, no advice, nothing, nothing. So I went to YouTube University, love YouTube University, Googled it.
Hey, hey, by any means necessary.
Yes, yes. And then I wanted to make sure that I connected with the right people because I know the guys were not going to help me.
Right.
So I found this lady. Her name is Pam Brown Courtney, and I have to give her credit for it. I was so amazed how she talks about it. It's on Instagram. She has her own community, 51 properties that she owns.
Oh,
It's
wow.
all rental communities. And maybe about 20 years now. But it's like her baby because that's all she's known for. She said, my name is Pam Courtney Brown, the one who owns 51, blah, 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 blah. You know, and I just started following her journey. I said, now if she did it, I can do the same. So I just started evolving and asking questions. But of course, it's when you meet the wrong people in your life, it's just so sad because, like I said, I
Yeah.
met guys and they think you don't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but meantime, I'm like, we as women, especially me, I'm a researcher. I'm going to go find out the information so
Oh,
that I'm more
women, we can
knowledgeable.
investigate some stuff now.
I sure did. So I ended up buying her course. And I'm like, okay, well, a lot of this stuff I already knew, but nevertheless, I have it. So basically, that's how I got started with development.
But that's a good point. You did it out of watching, saying, "Hey, they have me doing this kind of work, but they're making all the money.
Correct.
I'm invested my time and my skills and my talents, and they want to pay me peanuts while they're making all this money.
Correct.
So why can't I do it for myself?" And I think a lot of times we find ourselves there because we can put so much time, energy, and effort into someone else's. So why not do the same for yourself? And like you said, there are books, there's online stuff, there are people you could probably connect with now. and that's true. You kind of get stonewall. You kind of get the,
Mhm.
we're not talking to you, we're not helping you. No, you can't. Why would I not want somebody like a woman to invest with me to make this bigger and to get a woman's touch? Because at the end of the day, women think differently than men. We bring something different to the table. But again, you were a threat now because you were learning, you watched, and they were like, wait, wait, wait. No, we don't want you here. You can't come and play in our court. We want you to stay
Right.
over here in that court. No. Mm-mm. So how about, since you won't let me come to your table, I'll build my own. How about that?
That's right.
How
And
about
I
that?
and I did. And I really did. And I don't look back because, it's God will reveal to you who those people are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He
So
will.
of course,
Yeah.
they pandemic came, and I was really, it was a tough time for me as well. But I'm like, these guys, they don't care. It's all about them and their money. They never called to check on me, knowing that what I was going through. They didn't do that. But as you know, it just made me stronger,
Yeah.
to connect with. And then I connected with other women who are in the same field, or at least we all try to do the same thing. So it helped me out quite a bit. And one of my friends, she's right there, Rebecca Hinson. She's
Hi,
also
Rebecca.
a builder and developer. So I'm so proud of her.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, and we appreciate it. And that's the difference between, I think, men and women. We're more apt to help someone who we see as trying to do something good. Yeah, you do have the rare instances with women where it becomes a competition, but for the most part, women want to see women succeed because we know we all have the same challenges. We all have the same barriers. We all have, the same things to get over when it comes to businesses, when it comes to, being heads of something, being the lead. We all experience that. So typically you'll find women that want to help and support and encourage and uplift. If I know something, I'll share it, and I tell people it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anybody
Yep.
for you to
Mhm.
share some information. Even if you say, you know what, we're competitors, but I can share this with you. You may not share your whole recipe, but at least tell me the ingredients. It's like you don't have to tell me that little extra thing that you do when you're baking your cake. But if you say, you know what, I use this simple recipe. Now, everybody brings something to the table. And so I'll put my little flavor and spin on it. You'll put
Right.
your little flavor and spin on it. But at the end of the day, I don't mind sharing what I know. I don't mind sharing knowledge. I
Right.
don't mind sharing, resources. And a lot of times you'll get much further if you're willing to share versus if you're just struggling and trying to do this thing by yourself. And so I applaud your efforts. I applaud your tenacity because you went through a rough patch in the process of all of this. So
Yes.
if you're comfortable with sharing, that piece of your journey, please do so because that's part of that stress. But
Right.
you've
Right.
turned it into success. So if you wouldn't mind sharing some of that.
No, I don't. And when I first moved to Augusta back in 1993, um, we we left New York. My husband and I we left there, and we just started. It was too crowded. It's very stressful living in New York City. Anyway, moved here. So I was pregnant, so I didn't. Back then, it's not like today. We didn't have no cell phone. We had a landline.
Right.
Anyway, so I opened up a daycare. Somebody said, why don't you just open up a home daycare, so you can take care of your own kids because daycare was expensive. So I did that for a couple of years. But in 2008, the infamous year, um, my husband, he came home one day from work and he always been complaining, oh, your food, your food, your food. I'm like, oh my God. Because, I'm from Suriname. We cook with spicy things, it's always flavorful.
Yeah.
But he was always complaining about his stomach not feeling right and all of that. So anyway, he went to the doctor. It was a Monday, and that Wednesday, the doctor herself called us and told us um, that he was that he had somebody's opening my door right here. Bye.
Uh,
That he had leukemia.
mm,
Yeah. So devastating. I'm telling you, it's like just darkness just hits you in the face.
yeah. Yeah.
Because not only you're always looking, oh my God, he's gonna die
Mm,
you know so anyway, once we got over that initial shock, took me months and lots of crying and not knowing, my kids were young at the time. um but anyway, I did have a lot of support from my church family, and stuff like that. So I always had to be the one in the marriage to always work. Then about a year or so later, then I get a letter from Costa Richmond County that I was operating my business illegally. So yes, my daycare, and I'm
The
like,
daycare. Okay.
daycare, Anyway, so I had to go before planning and zoning. I didn't need a license in Augusta, but I needed one for my county. I needed to be zoned. Anyway, I went before the commission. Mayor Bob Young was in the office. I almost got thrown out the thing because I'm like, how am I supposed to take care of my husband if y'all gonna put me out of business? But when it comes to like being stressful, so my husband couldn't work because I had to give him his chemo shots. That was really terrible too because I don't like needles.
Mm.
So instead of him passing out, I passed out.
Oh
You know,
Lord.
yes.
Oh Lord. You
But
like,
I
I
did
can't do this.
no, and I mean like Anyway, we made it through, but then we lost income. He wasn't working.
Mm.
I wasn't working. So I did what I had to do. I think my kids had gotten a little older. So I started working. I started cleaning people's houses. I worked for Gordon. You name it, I did it, just to make sure we were able to sustain. But unfortunately, everybody knows the housing market came and we lost our home.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we lost our home. So I'm like, okay, now we're homeless. Where are we going to go?
Mm.
And that's when you see that who your friends are, and
Yes.
believe me,
Oh yes.
I didn't see any. I looked around like, where are my friends?
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we made it. It was tough. It really was tough because, then he felt like even though he wasn't feeling well, he still went back to work.
Mm.
So we did that. And it did put us straight on our marriage, where we separated for a while. And, after a while, we just like, heck, we're all old. I felt sorry for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, he is from Cuba. He didn't have any family. I'm from Suriname. I didn't have any family here.
Yeah.
And the kids, it was sad for them as well. They didn't understand
Yeah.
why adults are fighting because,
Right.
money makes us fight over everything,
It
you
does.
know. But I said, I will never be broke again another day in my life.
Yeah.
And that's heard from Creflo Dollar. And I stood by it. I started journaling. I started writing down my motivation and my confessions. And I started speaking. I would start changing my life how I wanted it to be, you know. So here, years later, I saw my life evolve. I had an arts and then job. I even did the play with Miss Monique.
Yep. Yep.
I was so excited. That was
Yep.
my first play that I did with her, decorating her set and all of that. Anyway, so you learn how to make other friends and stuff like that. Because I tell you, if you depend on, I'm not bad mouthing church people,
Yeah.
but we always feel like the church needs to come and rescue us. But you need to be your own rescue.
Yeah.
Don't look for anybody but God to help you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I got that concept that my source and my
That's
supply
right.
comes from God,
That's
my
right.
life started changing.
Right.
Doors were opening. I got a job at Macy's that gave me more income and got up in there. But then I started saying, let me go back because I had my license in 1995, my real estate license.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I didn't have the money to pay the monthly dues. Because people
Mm.
think real estate, you make so much money. Not back then,
Yeah.
when you had to go get the MLS book
Yeah.
and from the gas station or the supermarket, it was a different time. But I never gave up. I never gave up. Never. And that's why I always tell my kids, don't give up, always see, there's a light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
And of even other folks, if and then when I started back in real estate, I had an interview to be promoted for a manager of Macy's, and I met my manager Sunday, and she reminded me. She said, "Do you remember our interview?" I said, "Yes." She said that, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I said, "Selling houses."
Mm.
So now I'm not even selling houses; I'm building houses. You
See.
know,
See.
and God
Yeah.
had put people in my life along the way to kind of help me through that journey. It was tough too because I take a setback when my husband he got really sick, where he really couldn't work. He spent so many days at the hospital and chemo, and it was hard. It was really
Yeah.
hard. Where I know that I needed to work, but I didn't want to leave the house because I was afraid to leave him alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to make sure that he was eating and stuff. But I'm telling her, listen, I have to go make some money.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
And when I would call him and he didn't answer the phone, I would be nervous. I told the kids, y'all
Yeah.
go check on your daddy. But
Yeah.
it was really, but during that time, I really fully trusted God that I know that there was a better life ahead of us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not here with us to see what all is happening.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like my kids always tell us that, mommy, daddy's looking down on you, on us, and he will be so proud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Absolutely.
tough. It was very stressful, very, very stressful.
I can imagine. I can
Yeah.
imagine. And that's why this topic was so important because people don't understand success is not overnight. There are some crying, there's some late nights, there's some sleepless nights. And so I just want to give a quick shout out to Miss Monique. She just joined. You missed your shout out, Mo. She
Hey,
just
Miss
shouted
Monique.
you out. She said you had
Hey,
gave
the
her an
plan remember that.
opportunity.
How, how are you?
I'm well. I'm well. Thank you for
Yeah,
giving
I
me the
was
opportunity to be in the play.
look, when I heard you, I was like, I heard you before I saw you. And I was like, oh my gosh.
She was just talking about how you gave her the opportunity to work on the play, and that was the first time she had done that. And that was a door that was open for her, and it just helps her in her journey as to what she's doing now.
Yes, yes.
That's awesome. You gotta tell me all about it later.
I will. I will. I will.
Since I missed it. My
Yeah, yeah.
apologies.
No problem. I'm glad you're here.
Happy
Though.
International Women's Day, ladies.
Yes,
I'm
you as
late.
well.
Yes.
You as well. And so you touched on a few things, Maureen. One of the things you said is, and people think that we don't go through hard times, like, and a lot of times we're ashamed to share our story. He's like, look, we got put out of our house. We didn't have the income, like we were homeless, like,
Right.
and that is real talk. A lot of times we're ashamed as women. I'll never forget. It was one Tuesday, and it wasn't long. I think it was about a year after I'd started Tuesday Talks, and I was so distraught because my house was going into foreclosure. And I'm that type of person that I'm like, oh, people have this image of me and, nothing bad
Yes.
can happen to me. And like, I have to do this, but not understanding that I went from making almost $90,000 a year to making 45. That's like my pay was cut in half. That's stressful. And then in the midst of all that, being divorced and all of these other things. And so when I tell you, I get to Tuesday Talks and it's a room full of people and I'm stressed and I'm crying and they're like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I got to tell y'all something. I didn't know how to say it. And when they was like, what? You cheating with somebody? Like they had all these bad stories they were thinking. I was like, no. I was like, no. They were like, what? And this is so funny, and I can laugh about it now, but I was like, what? They were like, because I was working for the mayor. They were like, oh, you're sleeping with the mayor. I was like, that is no, that's a negative. Like they had all these stories they were thinking, and when I said it, they were like, oh, that's it.
Yes. Yes.
But it was
Presumption.
right. It was so stressful to me because I always strive to try to put my best foot forward. I always strive to
Right.
try to be the very best I can. And then, I'm looking like, oh my God, people are going to be disappointed, or oh my God, people are going to say this. The end of the day, if people ain't paying your bills, you shouldn't care what people say. And I had to learn that moment
Right.
taught me though. And it also taught me too, like you said, we can't always look to the church. We can't always look to others to help us get out of certain situations. Sometimes it's just you and God.
That's
And
right.
you have to trust that he's going to be the provider that he says he is. And I learned that too, because even though I worked for Procter and Gamble, every day I walked up that walkway, my words going in were Procter and Gamble is a resource. God is my source. Everything that we get is a resource. God is the source.
That's
And
right.
so when I went through the thing with the house, I had to remind myself, because sometimes you have to remind yourself and you have to encourage
Yes.
yourself
Mhm.
because you can get so down and distraught and depressed. And I had to remind myself, I said, okay, Tonia, what did you say? God is your source. So if that's the case, then
That's
he's
right.
going to be your source now. And
Mhm.
so touching on that, that was good. And then the whole piece about going through something as significant as a husband with leukemia in the midst of income crisis, in the midst of all these other things you got going on, but you persevered You didn't
Yes.
stop. You didn't cave in. You didn't quit. You didn't throw in the towel. You was like, I got to make this work.
A
Come
little
hell
bit I
or
did.
high water.
I
Come.
did at times because and Miss Monica even cleaned her house. How that's I needed some money for that. I remember the time. Remember Miss Mo? I want to clean stuff. You want to clean my house? Yes, I'll clean the house.
Look, I was Maureen. I was about to go into the inbox and text you my number just in case you ain't have it again. Because I want to hear about all the amazing things that you're doing. Not that you weren't amazing back then,
Thank you,
but
thank you.
yeah, I mean,
You know, let me tell you something. I hope it's not sidetracking, but you know, I got fired because of your show.
You
you
got
said what?
fired?
I got fired from my job. Remember that time?
You
I was
got
working at
fired?
a local store. I'm not gonna call any names. I work at a local store, and I was doing some research for the play. Mayor Hardy, he needed some cowboy boots, and so I'm on the people thingy, and I'm looking for boogie for the cowboy for him to wear. But for some reason, this company didn't have good spyware, so it was given all these things that I was looking at sex sites.
Oh
But I
no.
was looking for this man, the man Hardy, the mayor, some cowboy boots for his character.
Oh Jesus.
So that was the play was Saturday. Monday was I think Labor Memorial Day. I'll come to work on Tuesday. And of course they had a list of other stuff that they wanted me to fire for. I'm on
Oh,
my phone. I have kids, I'm gonna be on my telephone, you know.
oh
So,
Jesus.
but I got fired because that was one of the things. Oh, you looking at sex sites. I'm like, oh my God. I was doing my research
Oh
for the
my
play.
gosh. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry, Maureen.
Yep. Yep. And no, but let me tell you something. I kept saying, and that's why I've learned that we have to be, our words are so powerful
They are.
because I wanted to leave for the longest. I didn't know how to leave. So I
Mm,
said, God, I gotta get out of here.
mm,
Get out of here.
mm.
So he opened the door.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We have to be careful what we say. Be careful
Yes.
what you ask for. You just
Mhm.
might get it. And it might not be the way you think. It might not be on your terms, but you gonna
Correct.
get it because
Wow.
you keep confessing it and you keep saying it. And so it's
Yes.
like, oh, okay, you don't want to be there. Okay, I got you, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was
Wow.
unemployed for about maybe a month. And then I applied. I always wanted to work at Macy's. I don't know why, but I went to Macy's 2 years prior to this job. I said, I stood in front of the escalator. I said, one day I'm gonna work here. I filled out the application, but I had too many restrictions. You can't work this. So when I went back, I said, I'm open anytime. I applied, kitchen not. An hour later, I get a phone call for an interview. I go to the interview. The lady said, why you want to work here? I was wanting to work at Macy's. I didn't even, she said, okay, good, good, good. She called me. I was in my car. She said, when can you start? I said, now? She said, okay, well, go down, get your drug test done. And I started working at Macy's, and there 7 years later. And I've
Wow.
grown and I've
Wow.
learned. Yeah, I
Wow.
learned.
Wow.
And even while at Macy's, because you meet so many people. I'm not putting my own horn, but you could ask anybody who knows me that I even have my little thing there. It's called Everyone Has a Story, where I would interview, my clients and stuff, just to hear what they're all about. And I would do, story of the day. I would show the bedding, just to kind of because I was commission based, so I had to make some clients. But I think God was building me and
Yep.
just making me even stronger
Yep.
to
Yep.
come to become the woman that I am
Right.
becoming, because I'm not there yet.
Right.
And
Right.
because I didn't have a home of my own anymore, I wasn't focused in on, like, today everybody wants to get an award. They wanted this recognition. Great. That's not my goal. My goal is, let me get everybody in a home of their
Yeah.
own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if the awards will come, that's fine, but that's not my goal.
Yeah.
And
Good for you.
I fell in love with downtown Augusta, and that's where I am building my first house. Yeah, with the city of Augusta. So I'm excited about that.
Yay.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yes, that's
Thank you, thank
awesome.
you.
That's awesome. And you talked about, like, because you have children, and not only do you have children, you have grandchildren. So your
Yes.
husband, he transitioned, so he's no longer with us. But now you're having family, you're having to build a legacy because I see you and I watch you with your daughters, I watch you with your grandchildren, and I'll be cracking up some days because you be like, these kids gonna take me out. These kids, oh my God.
Where
But
is your mother?
yeah, I love it because they're watching you, and so they're able, you're setting a standard for them. You're letting them know like we can be women and we can depend on somebody, but we need
Right.
to really make sure we can take care of ourselves. We really need to make sure that we can do for ourselves and not depend because somebody could die, somebody could walk out the door, somebody could just flat out say they don't want to help us. All these reasons, and we can't stop because somebody else decides that they don't want to support us, they don't want to help us, or whatever. And so I like that your grandchildren see this. They see you persevering. They see you doing things that they said grandma shouldn't do or grandma can't do or we not gonna let her play. Grandma said, you ain't gotta let me play. I'll make my own game.
That's right.
And
I'm gonna
what?
create my own opportunities. And my
That's right.
oldest grandbaby, when she was first born, I would pick her up and put in front of a mirror, and I would have her. I would confess things, and she didn't say, but she was listening, because I learned that you make your own. You could create your own life
That's
that you
right.
want.
That's right.
Yeah, because
Speak
our
it.
words are so powerful,
They
and I'm a lot of these things that are happening today. I have spoken them.
mm,
That's why
mm.
my daughter said, "Mommy, you're too nice." Um, well, I said we don't need another bitch in this world. You know what I mean?
We got enough
But
of them.
exactly. But I've learned that words are so powerful. You don't want to say the wrong thing because believe
Yeah.
me, 90% the wrong thing is gonna happen first before the good things
Yeah.
happen. So
Yeah.
if you're being rude to me or nasty to me,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna respond.
Yeah.
I can control how I react,
Yeah.
how I perceive you. You could be mad at me all day long. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
It may bother me, but I brush it off really quickly. And you're
That's
right, my grandbabies. Oh, grandma, you're going to your office? You're working today? Yes, grandma's always working.
yeah. Yeah.
They love it. I love my babies.
And you're doing some other things. So you recently did is it a coloring book for the children or you had something published recently?
Yes, this is my first handwriting book.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So the kids, and of course it was because I saw there was a need. So it's like the alphabet in there and activities for the kids. And so it's live on Amazon. But I just felt the need because I've had my early childhood education as well. So I've always been around, learning and stuff and making sure that every child has a decent education. So that's why I did my first. But it's not just my
Yay.
first book.
So it's on Amazon and say the name so everybody could go and check it out if they have kids or grandkids. My first
Yes.
handwriting activity book by Maureen Ruiz.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes. And I also because I love to write things down. I got my journals on Amazon.
She's got her own journal.
Yep. So this is
You
blank. You can
go,
write whatever you
girl.
want. Create the life that you desire.
That's
I
right.
have one of these by my bed, so at night when I get thoughts, I write it down
That's
because
right. That's right.
yep. Or when I'm on TikTok and somebody says something good, like an inspirational thing. So these are some other ones as well that I have.
Okay.
Just the cover is different, blank.
So you'll have to make sure that you put these in the chat so that the ladies, Monique is already, she probably on Amazon now looking.
I'm
Yes.
like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
And this one it
Yeah.
says this journal belongs to. So this one has some things here where you can write, today I'm grateful for, and write what you want to manifest in your life.
That's right. That's
Visualize it. So you can write there. And I'm working on some others. I also have a children's book that I'm writing. And it's a life for Papa. Why did Papa go to heaven?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking for an illustrator so it could be just right because I want the characters to look just like my husband and the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
also it's my mind doesn't stop, so I have to
yeah.
do
Yeah. Typically women's minds don't stop. I think we even in our sleep we're always thinking of something. Like we don't ever
Right.
really sleep. I know my mind runs 24/7. When I lay down at night, if I'm not super tired, like I'm tossing, I'm turning for about an hour because my brain just won't
yes,
shut off. But I
right,
think that's a part of how women are able to do the things that we do, how we're able to multitask because we're always thinking, and I think we're always a step ahead of men
Right.
because we don't stop thinking. And I used to tell a guy, I was like, while y'all sleeping, we thinking.
That's
That's why
right.
y'all slow. That's why we always know what's going on. Cause while y'all sleeping, we thinking.
Right.
And so
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it's awesome and amazing what you're doing because
Thank
you think
you.
about the hats you're wearing: author, mother,
Mhm.
grandmother, developer,
Wow.
sister, aunt, all of these hats that you're wearing and you're managing them, but the stress pushed you to success because you're like, this is not going to be the end of me. I'm determined to make this work. And you said you spoke it. And a lot of times
Correct.
we don't realize how powerful our words are, speaking
Mhm.
things into existence. The Bible tells us, you have to speak things into existence. You have to believe those things that are not as though they were. That's power. That's the word. The Bible tells us that. And so
Right.
I think you sharing that is key to a lot of people on here because sometimes I look at my life and I'm like, how in the world did I end up here doing what I'm doing? But when I think back to my younger days, I'm like, oh, I used to say I was going to do this. I used to say I was going to be a social worker. And I'm a social worker in a sense, but not for an entity. I'm a social worker for my community. I'm a social worker for women. I'm a social worker for kids, for whoever
Mhm.
feel like I
Mhm.
need to advocate for. And I used to say I was going to be the boss. I used to always say I was always the boss when we played games. I used
Yes.
to always tell everybody else what to do. And so, you think about those things and you like, oh wow, I did say that. And somebody said, I was looking on Facebook and it said, the life you're living today is because of the things you spoke yesterday.
That's
And I
it.
was like, wow,
That's it. That's
wow. And
it.
we hear this stuff all the time. We hear it in church, we hear it affirmations, we hear this stuff all the time, but we never really grasp it until, one day it just kind of hits us upside the head. Hey, you've manifested what you prayed for, what
What
you asked for.
exactly?
Yeah,
That's
just like
right.
you in that job, you was tired of that job, and you was like, you know what, I want to be there. It's like, okay, we gonna help you out. God was like, let me go on and help her out. Let me. I mean, but at the end of the day, what I always say, all things work together for the good.
The good.
All
Yeah.
things work
Mhm.
together for the good. If we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and if we're, believing God and trusting God, all things, even the negative,
Mhm.
work together for some good. And so
Yes.
I stand by that. I want to open up the floor to the ladies because I know LaShiver probably has some questions because she was really excited about this conversation.
Oh, okay.
So, ladies, if you have questions or if you want to chime in, I'll give you guys some time to do that with Miss Maureen right now.
Miss Maureen, this is Stacy. Hello.
Hi,
It's so
Stacy.
encouraging hearing your story. It makes my heart smile. It makes me laugh because, yeah, it's, yeah. I'm glad we don't look like what we went through. But
Absolutely.
when you are a builder, because the movement now is kind of minimalist, are going down sizing. So do you do tiny homes? Or is that in your lexicon or is that something you're going to do in the future?
So I haven't. I don't do tiny homes for the simple fact also that Augusta is not. They're not into the tiny homes yet. They do have some downtown, what they call them shotgun homes. And if you look at downtown Augusta, I don't know if you're from this area, but a lot of those lots are so narrow, you have nothing but a tiny home on there. But right now we're in this space where everybody wants to have open concept and I don't want to see my husband over there. I don't want to see the kids, So we have bigger spaces. So I'm not in the tiny homes yet. It's not my niche. My niche is right now is just really, single family homes, just affordable housing where I'm gravitating to a lot of single moms, so not no tiny homes yet.
Thank
Does
you,
that answer
Stacey.
your
That was a
question?
good question.
No
Awesome.
problem.
Who's next? Nobody had no
I
questions?
speak if don't nobody else want to speak. So, Maureen, if
Yes,
you give us, don't forget to put the Amazon link in the
in the
inbox
chat.
chat
Okay.
because Dion wrote, I think that's her name, that she wanted
Oh,
your
Diona.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see the people,
It's
but I can see
Donna.
the name. And so she wanted the book for her niece and some other kids that she keeps. So I am
Okay.
gonna buy 3 books
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
them for her.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
So you
That's
gotta
I'm
put
gonna
it
awesome.
put
in there.
I put this number in the chat box. Where's it at? Right. So if you type in this number,
Hold
it'll
on,
come up.
wait a minute. Let me
I'm gonna put
scan
it in
it.
the chat box.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll put it in the chat box.
Yeah, so this conversation couldn't be more timely as I think about International Women's Day and what it means to be a woman in these days and times. I think about how far we've come, but how far we still have to go.
Yeah.
But it's women like Maureen and all of us that are on here that are going to push for a better society for all of us. Like, at the end of the day, we want what's best for everybody. We want everybody to win. We want everybody to succeed. We want everybody to have their share. And I think when people can see people like Maureen and all of us that are on here that do our own little part to make sure we leave a mark and leave a legacy for those that come behind us, especially this young generation. I feel so bad for them because they don't want to listen. We have everything, we have a roadmap for them, but they think they know everything. You can't tell them nothing, but you own
Right.
everything. You owe them. And it's like, no, we had to work for I've been working since I was 14 years old. I'm about tired. Not tired. I'm about tired. Like
I've been working since
14.
I was 8 or 9 years old.
See,
And
yeah,
that's why I always have that entrepreneurial spirit as well, I've always had
yeah,
it. So yeah. But the
yeah.
thing is
And
that
it's
also, I had a vision years and years ago that God had revealed to me. He said, you're gonna be speaking to hundreds of women.
mm,
And the first thing you're like, oh yeah, the church gonna let me speak. No, just give me no platform.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then I said, look at that. Now Facebook is here and we're able to speak to
That's
thousands
right.
of people.
That's right. That's right.
So
Absolutely. And just like I said, it may not be like we think, but
no,
it will happen. It will happen.
correct, correct.
That's
And I
awesome.
love to empower women because we make the world go round.
We do.
We could cook, have the baby on one arm and do this and do that,
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
But
Multitasking.
yes, yes, yeah. And then you have the phone in one ear, still, being the CEO and stuff like that.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
Absolutely.
why it's so important for because I see so often, especially in the real estate world. Oh my God, it's like daggers in your back.
Mm,
I'm not here to compete with you. I'm here to complete.
right. That's right.
You know,
To complete. I like that. I'm
yeah,
not
I'm here
here
to
to
complete.
compete. I'm here to complete. That's right.
I
Absolutely.
like that. I
I
like
like
that.
that. I like
Yeah,
that.
we have more than enough. So, and that's also the reason why I said, let me stop, I'm not going to the development part. So I create my own inventory,
Hmm.
you know, and it's great because like I said, we have, like I said, my friend Rebecca is on here and I met her through LinkedIn. And I was inspired by her because she's a general contractor and she's a Black woman. And I met her, like I said, LinkedIn, and I met her in person. I went to Hilton Head, Boston actually, and to meet her in person. So we're gonna probably working together as well.
And
It's
that's
nice to
Rebecca
link
who's
up with
on right
women.
now.
Yeah, Rebecca, where are you, Rebecca?
Hi there.
There's
Hi. Hi.
How
Thank
are
you
you?
for joining. Thank you for joining and being a part of the conversation.
I'm glad to be here. I told Maureen that I would log in,
Oh,
and she is the real deal. You know,
oh,
Thank you, thank you.
and when you start a business and when you start on your own path, you're often are alone and you're by
hmm,
yourself, and you really
hmm,
don't know what avenues to take. You don't want to go down different paths because you're not sure of exactly what you need to be doing.
yeah,
But Maureen has always, since I met her on LinkedIn, and that is the truth. I met her last year on LinkedIn, and we reached out to each other. And since I've known her, she has been a resource. I've been a resource to her. If there are things that she thinks I need to attend or people I need to speak to, she definitely has relationships with people. And I think that is key. It is having relationships with the right people. You don't have to have a bunch of uh, camaraderie or anybody, people that you just talk to every day, but it is having the right connections because in business, sometimes you do feel alone, like you're the only person going through certain things, and you're not. So, platforms like this that allows you to come in and speak, and for you to kind of lift up Maureen and what she's doing. We need more of them. We definitely do. And I definitely appreciate Maureen. She's awesome. I don't know where she gets all the time to do all these books and things like that, but she's doing a great job. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
And Rebecca, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And one of the things, Miss Monique knows probably what I'm about to say, but we live by this mantra that everything moves at the speed of a relationship. Everything. Yeah. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter where you're from or what you do. Everything moves at the speed of a relationship. And so we live by that every day. And we're always trying to make sure that we're connected to the right people and that we're able to expose people to the right people. And so you're absolutely right. And thank you so much for supporting her. And to meet on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like a good tool. I think people sleep on LinkedIn a lot. I've been using it a lot more lately than I normally would, but LinkedIn is an amazing tool to connect with others, with people that are like-minded, people that are doing the same things, people that can encourage you and inspire you. And so, yeah, so Rebecca, thank you for joining us. It was lovely to hear you and to see you. And Maureen, like you said, it's all about in who you connect with, because there are people that are going to be helpful. There are going to be people that aren't going to be helpful, and it's okay. They're playing their role, and you have people that are playing another role too. And so we should never get discouraged, because at the end of the day, like I said, if God meant it, it's going to be, no matter who says what, who does what, at the end of the day, you can't stop what God has already ordained. You just can't. And so I think that's a great attitude to have. Are there any other questions or comments or?
Well, I wanted to ask Rebecca where is she from with that accent?
Wait now, I was trying to disguise it. You can still hear it?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can't. I was like, where is she from?
I am from Kings Mountain, North Carolina.
Kings Mountain?
Yeah.
What is it near?
That's 85 South. That's near Greenville, Spartanville area.
Oh, okay. Because we go to North Carolina a lot. We go to Charlotte typically, but I used to live in Myrtle Beach, Conway, and so I know going up that way, 85 towards North Carolina and all of that. Okay, so you're on that side of the highway.
I say I'm from the place where the whales run deep.
Okay, the place where the whales run deep. Okay, I love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
If someone is asking, want something that I should write a book, inspirational book, I am actually working on it. I really am. It's going to be, I mean, it's inspirational, but with my own spin on it. So yeah, look out for that.
Absolutely.
Late in the midnight hour, I'll be working on that.
Okay. Bridget, did you want to say something? I see you took your speaker off.
Good evening, ladies. Happy International Women's Day to everyone.
Same to you,
Bridget. Tonya, I had to come on.
Bridget had texted me. She was like, I got my I got a Zoom for my jewelry, but and now she done joined. I was like, oh, I thought she said she had something.
I did. I did. I listened to them for a few minutes, and I said, let me go check on my girls in, because it's been a minute. It's been a minute, and I wanted to hear Maureen. I met her some years ago, and I'm just proud of you, Maureen, for doing what you're doing.
I don't remember meeting you. I'm trying to see if okay.
We was in SOC together. Remember that organization?
Oh yes. Okay, gotcha. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's when we first connected.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when
Look, wait a minute. Pause. I was like,
Monique, don't go there.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but I was like,
leave it to Monique. Leave it to Monique.
Okay, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm proud of you, what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really am. I'm proud of what you're doing. And even during the time when my dad was sick, you was giving me inspiration because I was going through. He was dealing with cancer as well, and you hooked me on with the organic carrot juice.
The carrot juice, yes.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I just thank you, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate all of that. I really do. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You just never know, Maureen, who you touched.
Never.
I see. Oh my God.
You
Oh
never
my
know.
God.
You never know.
Somebody told me the other day, you need to be serious on Facebook. I don't know how to be serious. This is just me.
You're being you.
That's
Yes.
right.
You're being you.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's
You
right.
know, what you see is what you get, really.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. Absolutely.
Mm.
Miss Jones, do you have something to say? I see you took your mic off.
Well, I took it off a little while ago. And first of all, happy Women's History Month and happy International Women's Day. I think I'm honored to have been born in such an amazing month.
Listen at
And
you.
I hate that I joined late, so please forgive me. I'm
Happy
still
belated
recuperating from the
birthday.
weekend. Well, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so much. It was well worth it. It was well spent. And so I'm still recuperating, but it's okay. So much so they didn't think I was coming to work Monday. I said, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But anyway, I was just listening in a part that I came in on. But I do want to say to us ladies, to Maureen, and to anyone else on here, as a whole, women, we just give. I say this a lot. We just give so much of ourselves, and in the process, I want us to ensure that we are giving back to ourselves. Okay. So just remember that while we're putting out, we need to be taking in. Okay.
Yes.
Because we can deplete and
Yeah.
not know that we're depleting, and
Yeah.
we give and we give and we give. And then we're trying to figure out why we're so tired. Okay. And everybody is not our assignment. And so we need
That's
to know
right.
that too.
Mm.
Okay.
That's right.
And so we need to be able to separate and decipher between who the Lord sends, because just like the Lord sends people, so does the devil.
That's
And
right.
we need to be able to separate those and know. But, through everything that we're doing, we are a powerful species, believe it or not.
Yes.
We are a powerful minority. And of course, we're a minority in different ways,
Right.
but as a whole, as in womankind, not mankind, womankind,
That's right.
we are certainly a powerful force. And if women stop buying in the economy, it will shut the entire economy down. So just remember how powerful we are.
Will.
And so I'm serious, like if we stop with makeup,
Yeah.
hair,
Yeah.
shoes, clothes,
Yeah.
fragrances, eyelashes, right? Lashes, come on in, bundles. I got my bundles on too, but y'all can't see my bundles now because honey, the humidity got it. But we play a significant role in the economy in the world. And so I just want to encourage each of us, to include myself, to be more intentional with caring for self. Okay. Be more intentional with it and continue to be you unapologetically, despite it. Like, I don't know, I'm serious when I'm in a meeting, but that's it. And that don't go too long in a meeting because I'm like, look, y'all too uptight in here.
Right.
Y'all have to loosen up. But so I get it, Maureen.
Eventually, the whole you is coming out. You give them you, but the whole you is coming out.
So I'm always going to be professional, but even within my professionalism, I have to be me because I feel better, I feel safer being me.
Yeah.
Now, granted, people may not like it, but it is what it is. But when you get to know me, you'll learn that I'm just a fool.
You're
awesome. Awesome.
And I say that in the most humble way possible. I'm not being arrogant. Please don't think so. I'm just being funny.
Listen, I don't know how to be
I
professional.
carry jewels too.
I think professionalism.
We don't know how to be. I mean, we know how to be. We just don't. We choose not to be. So they better get with it.
It's a choice.
But I appreciate you guys. I do. I appreciate each of you. And Tonia, thank you too for being in this space. You said something real quick about the mantra that you guys live by, and it's nothing begins, it's all about relationships. And at the end of the day, you have to be careful with whom you connect with.
That's
so
right.
I'm
That's
honored to be connected with you guys now. Like, seriously,
Aw,
I find
likewise.
richness in it, and I'm happy about it. And I love being in your company. All it's just an amazing thing. And when I say, I mean, because I don't know everybody on the panel right now,
Yeah.
but what I do know is that I do know Bridget. I know Time No Mo. I know a few of you, but in whom I've connected with, I'm happy about that, because you guys have the mentality that it's not just about me, it's enough for everybody out here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no
Mhm.
jealousy with it.
That's
When we
right.
get fined, we all get fined,
That's right.
whether we
That's
wear a
right.
waist trainer or not. But
That's
some
right.
days we don't feel like wearing them.
Yes, yes.
That's right.
So thank
Absolutely.
you for that.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I tell you,
appreciate it.
you said something that I actually do. I do not function business-wise before 10 o'clock in the morning, because I get up, I go walking, I do breakfast, I take my time. And then when I sit in front of my computer, okay, I'm on my phone, but it's still, I still do me time,
That's
because
right.
once I sit here, that's it,
Mm-hmm.
and then your day goes by and stuff. So I do take time out for myself, and I had a massage not long ago. It was so good.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes.
What's up?
I need one.
Yeah.
All
But I
right.
think that we as women, we are such a powerful force just amongst ourselves. If we could just get along,
True
Yes.
enough.
Yes.
if we just get
Yes.
along.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
That's the issue that I have in honest. I don't have friends. I do have some, maybe 5 really close friends that I've been friends with forever, but like, people that I've worked with, they don't even keep in touch, and I'm like, maybe because our lives has gone a different way, but then I'm like, people come into your life for a reason and a season, and then they go. It's here to make us grow, and but then again, you think about how people say, well, I've been watching you for years, so we all should have a place where we leave a seed, a plant to seed in someone's life. You could take it
Mhm.
with you and go further out. I may not see you ever again, but we should always have some kind of impact in somebody's life.
Yes. Yes.
The
Absolutely.
club that I was
Absolutely.
in, I'm like, I didn't feel her.
Yeah. And I like that, because you're right. We plant seeds all the time, whether we know it or not, because people are always watching us.
Keep
People
leaving
are
your mark.
always listening. You
Yeah.
never know who is listening. You never know who you're impacting. You never know how you've changed somebody's life for the good. And so that's why I try to be intentional about what I do, what I'm sharing. This platform was built on that. This is what this platform is for, because it came out of a need or desire to help someone that I didn't know how to help at the time, or I didn't really have a relationship with. And so this platform basically was built off of the need to help someone be better. Even though I never got to tell that person, even though I never got to share the story with that person, but I can tell this platform is impacting. And even when it's a few people, some days I'm like, Lord, it's only so many people follow me. Lord, it's only so many people. But you know what he shared with me? He said, it could be 100, it could be 1,000,000, it could be one. It's the impact that's important. The impact is important. And so when he said that, I was like, oh, I'm good now. I don't care if
Yes,
don't
yes,
nobody follow me,
right.
but one person.
Exactly.
The impact is important. And so I'm more worried about impact than numbers. And so that's why I'm comfortable doing Tuesday Talks the way it is.
I love
But
it.
people
love
say,
it.
well, you should do this and you should do that. That ain't what he told me to do. I'm following the recipe he gave me.
Yes,
And,
yes.
I tweak it and I get suggestions. Me and Mo or me and Javonda will share, even my sister, well, you should do. And, I listen. And there are things that I do implement, because at the end of the day, I know we all are thinking alike. We're all in a place where we want to help people. We want to support people. We want to expand, people's opportunities. And so that's what we're about every day. Like that's the life I live. That's who I am. It's
Right.
I don't know how to be anything else. And
Right.
so I might as well be good at what he designed me to do. And so, some days I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'm tired. And some days I'm guarded, because just like Javonda said, just like God sends people, the devil sends people. And we have to be
Yep.
discerning. We have to know the difference. You're not finna
Yep.
come suck me dry. You just not going to do that, because you'll have people that want to latch onto you just because they know you're influencer, just because they know you're connected to a certain people. But you haven't been paying me no attention. You don't even speak when I see you. But now all of a sudden you want to be my friend.
hello.
Now all of a sudden you want to ride my bus. Yeah, no.
You got to know. You have to know the difference between a leash and a connection, and there is a major.
Absolutely. And I'm very discerning. That's one thing about me. I'm very discerning. And so them antennas go up and I'm like, oh, what? Wait. Oh, okay.
Roll it back.
And don't
And I'm like
tend to
you.
ignore
I'm like
what we
you.
feel.
I'm the nice one. So I'm always, ooh, everybody's my friend and let me help. Yeah, no, I've learned the hard way.
You try to tell you
It's like me.
nice one.
Huh? What'd
I
you
did
say?
If y'all want to, nice one.
Listen,
Don't try it now.
you live and you learn. You live
And you learn.
You live and you learn. Yes, you live and you learn.
Yeah. And it's funny how we just, sometimes you just connect with someone, and it's just, I don't know, it's like when you feel it, it just feels right, and you have the right person,
Yeah,
and because I have friends that we've been friends, but we don't talk, every single day. But when we get together, it's like old times, like, the time stops still,
Yeah.
But I love it. I'm a firm believer in, setting goals. And the other day I was speaking to a group of people as well about vision boards. I have a lot on my phone. I have affirmation on my phone. My phone pops up to the affirmation. And the thing is that sometimes we set goals that are so big, but if you set bite-sized goals, and I talked about this guy who was going to eat a bicycle in a week. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's crazy. How's going to eat a bicycle in a week?" Well, he did it. Bite-sized pieces. He broke the bike in little pieces and he ate the bike. So same thing with our goals in life. Whether it's me building one home, and I bought property where I'm going to build more houses. I'm looking to purchase 15 acres and build my little subdivision. So, it's obstacles in there because you're dealing with males and they don't want you to, so it's like that, but it's like bite size. Let me start with one home.
That's right. That's right.
On and on and on,
At your pace.
Yes.
It's not a race. It's not a race.
That's pace.
Yeah. You got to do it at your pace.
That's right. And, don't rush me,
Absolutely.
But I'm grateful for.
I'm loving this conversation because it's so encouraging, but it's also so empowering and so freeing, knowing that we can do all things through Christ.
We can do anything we want. My goal is to have my own apartment complex so I can retire.
Yes.
And
well, I'm gonna have to talk to you because I'm not gonna say I used to. I've always had a dream of owning my own hotel and a conference center, a venue space, because you don't see any Black-owned female hotels. I think there's a couple of now. There's these two young ladies that they bought one recently, like last year I read, and I've always just had that dream. I'll find the article because I saved the article, so I'll make sure I find it and send it to you because I saved the article. And that's like me, when I see stuff like that, I'm saving it, and I may put it on a vision board. I may do, because we do vision boards too. So it's just something, since I moved to Augusta, I've wanted to do, and I just never, pursued it.
Write the vision, make it plain.
Absolutely.
That's right. And let me tell you about doing those type of things. So when I was working with these investors, I was always asking them things like this, but they never were open. They were not Black, they were not white, they were other kind of race that eats, a lot of curry.
Where's your face?
They were Indians, they don't share. I know. They eat a lot of curry. Stop it, Moyo, laughing.
It's okay.
I know, and the thing is, and they'll brag, "Oh, wait, I own my house, I own everything." But how can I get there? There's no room at the table for you. There's no room. So
but at least you ask.
Man, you know what it is? I have a girlfriend. She moved to Baltimore, but she said, "Maura, you got a big mouth," because especially he's coming out there.
That's okay.
Questions.
You have not because you ask not.
Exactly.
You know,
I love it.
when we had Macy's, when I was in Macy's, right? So they had quarterly meetings where the big bosses come in, they come and look, make sure the store's nice. Leading up to that particular day, okay, we gotta do this, we gotta clean up, we gotta dust. Who's we? Not those managers. It's us, the workers. So when these people are coming in, right? Everybody's goes, hi, this is me. Hey, how you doing? I made sure they knew who I was.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
They knew who I was.
That's right.
I wasn't going to go hide. No,
That's
I
right.
did the cleaning up. I did all the work.
That's
They
right.
just did nothing.
That's right. That's
I
right.
make sure I went and talk to the bosses.
That's right. That's right.
Let them know who I am. And then because of us as workers, the store looks the way it
That's
did.
right. That's right. That's right.
So
Y'all
that's
know
why
how to
my
get all the
grandma always,
credit.
hey, how you doing? Shake hands with them. No. Don't give
Yes.
credit. I'm tired of people taking credit for what they
That's
don't
right.
do.
That's right.
I
Absolutely.
would be there at 6 o'clock. I didn't have to be at work sometimes till like 9 o'clock. I would be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, making sure that my area is good. So the boss, the manager's not going to come in at 9:45
That's right.
and take credit for all the work
That's
that
right.
I've done.
And you ain't did nothing. You know.
Nothing. Nothing.
Speaking a good word, Maureen.
That's it. Ain't she? Ain't she?
The other day, right? We went to I don't see her online anymore, but Shanna Carter, she invited me to go to a groundbreaking. Meet this big developer from ATC Development Company. Then I leave his phone number. I sure did.
I know that's
bet
right.
you did.
I know that's right.
That's
I know
what I'm talking about.
And I'm gonna call him one of these days, real soon.
That's right.
I'm
That's
not
right.
afraid. If Obama would have walked in, he gonna know who I am before he leaves.
That's right. That's right. That's
That's how I
right.
am.
We need to.
Yeah,
We need to all be that bold.
We have
need
to
all
stop
be
being
that
afraid of
bold.
people.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, you that what you just said, Maureen, and I struggle with that sometimes too. Being afraid, it just depends on the setting,
Right.
but we should not
No.
speak. This is what I do. Like I was
Right.
Earlier today, all my bosses and all my coworkers took me out for International Women's Day. And we're talking about
Oh, that's so
all
sweet.
white men.
Oh,
But I promise you, at the end of that freaking lunch, they were like, "Oh, Miss Monique has arrived. She been here a minute." But
Right.
it's like and it takes me like I'm really vocal, of course, because I talk too much. But sometimes
It's the
we
wine,
get.
Mo. It's the wine, Mo. It's the wine
But
and
I
shot
wasn't
glasses.
drinking wine earlier, Javonda.
Okay, babe. I'm sorry.
No, but sometimes we just we kind of dim ourselves down.
We shrink. We shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shrink. Sometimes
And
it's
I'm
women.
learning to not do that.
And we're not taking up space. So stop saying that. Hey, I don't want to be a bother. Yes, I do want to be a bother.
that's right.
Because women, we're like that. You know
Oh,
what
you
I'm
took a
saying?
picture
I don't
with
want to
him.
be a bother.
You better believe it.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Let me see. I can see
He
it.
said she took a picture with him. So you sent him that picture. Hey, remember I met you in Augusta and da 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 da.
That's right. That's right.
Look, I'm trying to look at the picture. Put it up again, Maureen. I can see it. Okay.
Mo crazy.
So, okay, if you live in Augusta, right? He is building
The new apartment complex.
blue on Bar Chapel Road, right here behind behind DB Shoes. And he's built several others for other companies. So I need to rub elbow with this man.
So that's Mark's Church Road. Mark's Church Road.
That's right. And then he's building this beautiful apartment complex downtown Augusta where the old bus station was.
Yep.
And as soon as they already broke the ground. It's a nice ceremony. I'm gonna be there with my hard hat on. And I'm gonna learn.
That's right.
Smart
Good
lady.
for you.
Yeah.
Smart
and then,
lady.
And this guy too. I don't remember his name, but he gave me his phone number too. He said, "Send me the selfie." He's the superintendent.
Okay.
You got that
You better send
number.
him that selfie.
That's right. You sure better send it. Send it.
I did send it to him. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be afraid. I know that sometimes
That's
we are
right.
intimidated, but in order for us to grow, and especially when you want to get to where you need to be,
have
we're gonna meet
drive.
some of these people in our lives. You have to know people. You have to make those connections.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Relationships.
Yeah,
Yes.
when I go somewhere, I gotta get to that person, meet them, meet them, because they need you just as much as
That's
they
right.
need. I need them as much as they need me.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
You know?
Absolutely.
And even with Rebecca, we've met, and the relationship that has happened, and not only that, the connections that'll benefit both of us.
Right, right. And that's the
You
thing.
gotta.
When we connect, it's not just about us, it's
Yeah.
about others. It's always an extension of us. I'm connecting with this person because, hey, and it's one day I was at an event, and some of you know him as Chill, some of you know him as Matthew, some of you know him as Blue. But we were at an event, and it was a mix and mingle kind of networking event. This young lady comes up to me, and he had introduced me to a guy. And then this young lady comes up, and she was like, yeah, da, 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 I'm looking for a job. And I was like, okay, what are what are you doing, or what do you want to do? And she was like, oh, I like, doing events, and I like doing, da, 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 da. And I said, oh, well, the Cyber Center is actually looking for some. And Chill says to me, he was like, can you go anywhere and not be connecting people? I said, no, that's just who I am. It's what I do. Like,
Exactly.
I hear a
Me too.
need, and if I have an answer for that need, I'm going to share it. Like, oh yeah, they're hiring over here. Tell them Tonia sent you, and it don't cost me nothing. And at the end of the day, if I ever have to go to that place and she's working there, she's going to remember that. Oh yeah, you looked out for me. I got you. That's how this thing works. Like,
That's
It's
right.
so it's
important.
never about just me. It's about, okay, who can this person help, or who can I connect to this person that can help them get to their next level, that can help them make the next step. That's always at the back of my mind, or really at
So
the front of my
Tanya,
mind.
you're going to yeah, and I say this, I do have the tendency to step into both roles, spiritually and naturally, because that's who
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
That is my genetic makeup. But I will say this to you, is that anyone that you're connected to is going to be blessed. God is going to bless you simply because of your heart. We are judged by the intent of our hearts. And so, because of your sincerity, and that you're not bothered by someone excelling or doing something different, that's how you're going to remain blessed. And it doesn't matter what you touch, it's going to come to life.
Yeah.
And it's just who you are as an individual. And I think that when people connect with you, and then they try to take advantage of you, or they feel like well, forget her, they don't know what they're doing. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
stepping on a turf that they probably want to be careful with. And so
Right.
because the Lord is with you, it doesn't matter where you go, what you touch is
Mm-hmm.
going to come to life. And that is the truth.
I
And
appreciate
I
that.
see it in, I've always seen
I
that in
agree.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So true. So true.
That means a lot. It's like, ooh, thank you. I hear you, Lord. I appreciate you. Appreciate
Yes.
you, because everything that I do is really, God at the end of the day is it. He's the source. Like, and I know for a fact, I know I shouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting. I shouldn't be on this platform. I shouldn't be, having the connections and the relationships that I have. And all accounts by other people, I should not be, but God. But God. So I definitely receive that, because I know if it had not been for him on my side, oh Jesus, I don't even want to think about. I don't even want to think about where I could possibly
Right.
be. And so I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that you said that, because a lot of times I give, and I don't replenish. And some days I'm like, well, Lord, wait a minute now. I'm doing all this stuff. What's up? What's going on? Like, why my stuff ain't come? But you know what? He does things that sometimes I'm like, okay, God, I know that was you good looking out. Like this weekend, for instance, I started doing some work for a client at the clubhouse downtown, and they said, hey, would you mind going on an all expense paid trip to Destin to speak on a panel about the program? I certainly will do. What you say, when we leaving? What time I gotta be there?
Tell us so we can meet you there.
Absolutely. I'm
That's
leaving
right.
Sunday. I'm there from Sunday to Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, absolutely. I would love to be there. And I see things like that. And it's just the doors that I know he did. He opened it. Like,
Right.
okay, God, that's you. I see you good looking out. I sure appreciate that. So yeah, things like that. I know that, my work is not in vain. The things that I'm
Nope.
doing is not in vain.
That's right.
So I appreciate that. Ladies, we done had an awesome conversation. It's almost 8 o'clock. I
What?
appreciate you guys. Like this has been one of the best conversations because it's been so, and I really appreciate you, Maureen, because sometimes people can go through things and they don't necessarily feel like they can or want to share some of the things, and you've been very transparent, and I appreciate that. You've
Yep,
been very
thank you.
honest, and it's helping us. It's really helping us because a lot of times I tell people the things that we go through, it's not for us. It's not even about us. You're
No.
you're there to
Mhm.
share that with somebody else to help them get through whatever they're going through. Your
Right.
story is for somebody else, and so I appreciate you sharing your story. I
Thank you.
appreciate your
Thank you.
journey. I appreciate your determination because you pushing me some too. I'm like, oh Jesus, I've been slack.
I know,
Let me get to
right?
work. Let me get to work. I've been slack.
It's like, I'm like, oh, I might need to be a guest one day.
I know, right?
You know what? Like you said,
we
everyone
don't talk
has a
about that, but
story.
I don't know if you're ready for that transparent part yet.
But I love the blessings from the women that you've had on
Yeah.
Tuesday Talks over the years.
Yeah,
I,
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate and I
But
try
now
to
I'm
do
hooked.
the
I'll be
best.
here every Tuesday.
Yes, thank you. I do appreciate your time. I don't take it lightly or for granted. And especially on today, I'm so happy to hear your story on International Women's Day because, like I said, we could do anything. We could
Right.
do anything that we put our minds to. You can't tell us no. Oh, you say no? Okay, I'm gonna go on over here and it's gonna get
Figure it
done
out.
regardless.
Mhm.
And can I put a little plug in?
Sure, absolutely.
So
I told
2
you,
years.
Tanya. Look,
What's
You
what's that?
good? And it's funny. So Monique was texting me and she said, you need to allow any woman to promote anything they have upcoming, maybe a 15-second promo per woman. And in that
Okay.
15-second promo or a post, their social media to follow or be followed. Absolutely. So we will let you share. You tell me, and then I'll post it on my stuff and you post it on your stuff as well. Tuesday Talks with Tanya shares.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but mine is it's not for my well, what I was gonna say is that by this being Women's Month, it's a Women in History Month, and I don't know if y'all know, but you know that I've made history in Augusta by being the first black developer to work with the housing and community development.
okay.
Wow. Congratulations.
Marie.
Good. Good.
The
Congratulations.
first black woman.
Congratulations.
There's a lady, but not the first. I'm the first black one.
Yes, congratulations. That's
Yep.
history.
So
That's
happy.
Yes.
history. Congratulations.
Yep.
Girl, keep busting them doors down. Keep on kicking them in.
Amen. Amen. And I'm
Stacey.
taking everybody with me that wants to go.
Stacy got her hand raised. What you got, Stacy?
Awesome.
Oh,
No,
that's a
that was me
clap.
clapping.
Oh,
He said, "Come and see.
That was the
see the ladies, so we know who you are."
Stacey.
okay. So, Maureen, so
Yes.
tell us the name of your company. Tell us the names of the books and where. So, go ahead and promote.
Okay, so I did the my handwritten thingy book. So I put the this number in the chat.
The
My
SPN number,
is in
right.
the chat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
when you put it in Amazon in the search engine, it'll come up.
It'll come up.
I
Correct.
already done ordered.
Liz, I told you she was on it.
Thank you. Woo, woo. And what's important too, if y'all could just go, even if you haven't purchased a book, just go ahead and give me a great review. That'll boost me my my ranks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is my affirmation journal. It's blank. If you put my name, it should all come up.
Okay, so
if
put her
anyone has
name in.
you
So
can
I'm
write
gonna
on there.
type it in.
And these are just blank. And listen, these make great guests because you know how many times we go to meetings and you need a piece of paper to write something on. So you can have your little.
I'm a writer. I'm a to-do list person.
But I'm gonna make one of those too. You know, and my goal is to have 50 books by the spring. It's not gonna happen because I've been busy doing other stuff. At least by the end of the summer, I have 50 different journals and on my
Here go
platform.
my to-do list.
Yes, yes.
Look, I need a personal one from you.
Okay, you got it. You got it. So I got these journals, and then I also have one which I don't have anymore, but it's LGBTQ one. It says
Okay.
free to be me. But hey, we love everybody.
Exactly.
So I have no heaven or hell to put you in.
That's right.
I made a nice LB LB.
LGBTQ.
PQ.
Yes.
LGP.
So I have that as well. So that's my little plug. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. This has been so awesome. I'm so happy for you, Maureen. I'm just excited to
Thank
see
you.
these developments
Thank you.
come up. I'm excited to see housing for women, especially single mothers. We know
Yes.
housing is short these days and it's expensive these days. And so
Very.
I'm excited to see what you're able to do to provide affordable housing for single women and people who just don't, can't afford to pay these expensive rents and everything that they're doing is crazy. But,
Right.
with a woman like you, knowing that, hey, this is why I'm doing this, and I know you're about business and it's about integrity. I saw that. So that's her with her site plans
And
at
my developer, the builder,
yes, her land.
from Jamila from Housing and Community Development. Yeah, I was so proud.
That's awesome.
That's
That's
so awesome.
We appreciate you and we thank you for what you're
Thank you
doing.
so
We're
much.
looking forward and however we can help, however we can
Absolutely. Thank you.
support,
Thank you.
please
I
let
want
us
to be in the
know.
radio one day, Miss Mo.
I got you. And I'm not just saying that.
No, she's
All
for
right.
real. She's
I
for real.
really wish this conversation would have been had last week. Then you could have been on my show this week
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
had women. But I got you.
She
all
like,
right. All
I
right.
got the same number, Maureen.
Okay. Let me see if I
Text
just.
me and we'll set
Okay.
something up.
All right. Sounds good.
ladies, thank y'all. Have an amazing rest of your
Wait,
Tuesday.
wait.
Oh,
You gotta
okay.
share about the bridge ministry.
Oh, yes, let me remind you, like my sister's on it. Like, so on the 19th and the 20th of March, my sister has been working with me. I'm on the board for the Bridge Ministry, which is the homeless ministry here, led by Pastor Roger Gardner. They serve the homeless population under the bridge on 15th Street. And on Saturday, the 19th and Sunday, the 20th, we'll be having a sale, a warehouse sale. So the bridge has accumulated all kind of new jeans, clothes, like anything you could think of, you could shop for, they have it. And they've been given these things and it's just been sitting. And so my sister has gone in, she's organized everything, she's putting everything together. She's done this single-handedly. They've been having
Wow.
people promise them for years that they would help them do this and they haven't gotten anyone to make good on their promises. And so Stacy has been gracious enough to go in. She's reorganizing, she's cataloging. So if you guys know anybody that would like to volunteer, please let us know. But
Or
absolutely,
come shop.
the flyer is on my page. The flyer is on the Bridge Ministry page on Facebook. Everything is going for $5. $5. Brand
Put
new
it in the
jeans.
inbox chat too.
Okay, I got you. Let me get it off of the let me get it off the
You
website.
don't
And
have to do it now, but
no. But yeah, so definitely want everybody to come out and to purchase, send people our way. If you have anybody that's willing to volunteer, have them come on out as well. So yeah.
So basically, if you've ever been to a Final Cut, the clothing that you get from Anthropology, Free People, Urban Outfitters, all of this has been donated to them. Bedding, clothes, shoes, housewares, sunglasses, jewelry, you name it, they have it. And it's brand new with tags on. So think about Final Cut. If you've ever been to that, where you just basically it's a free for all, except for here, everything is $5.
Yeah, Final Cut is expensive.
Mhm. So think about the type and the
I walk in
brand.
and walk right out.
Listen, and what you get, for example, some of the outfits that my sister wears, if you'll see her in that white leather or the white linen jumpsuit, that's Anthropology. That one I got from Final Cut was $25, but it was originally 200 and some change.
Wow.
But everything is going to be $5. Come out,
Mhm.
trust me on this. I've gone through every piece and I'm still working on it. You want to come for this. Tell your
okay.
friends, tell your people. If you have skinny girls, small size people, people with big feet, because usually shoes stop at size 9. We have 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s.
Hold on. First of all, 10 is not big.
I know because
Hello.
I'm a 10 and an 11, but they usually stop
First
at
of all,
big sizes.
y'all know
I'm
used to
just
be a
saying.
whole lot of 10s left on the rack. Not anymore.
They're not
Exactly.
anymore, but they have those sizes because usually you think smaller sizes. They have jewelry, they have some gorgeous purses and bags and clutches. I've stockpiled a little. I'm like, I need to pre-shop. You need to come. And if anybody
Get
wants
some
pictures or some
clutches.
sneak preview stuff, let me know.
Okay.
So thank you, Stacy, for that. And thank you for the reminder because I did forget.
No problem.
So yeah. So we have Miss Maureen, her books for children, her journals, and you guys go and like her page. Do you have a Facebook page for the Dutch House properties?
Yes, it's actually it's just my I had to do some rebranding, so it's just my name for my real estate group. So
Okay.
Maureen Ruiz, Realtor.
Okay. So yeah, let's go and like her page. And Maureen, send me some things that I can share on Tuesday Talks with Tanya, and then I'll tag you and we'll all start sharing and following and liking and supporting.
Absolutely, and growing.
Yes.
And by the way, anybody else or not? No. I had a coaching session today, and I'm also going to be working on some writing my how to start development, beginner's guide.
See,
So
and
look
that's
out for that
you're
as well.
giving back because they wouldn't give to you, you're going to give to others. That's what's up.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Ladies, I've enjoyed all of you. I love all of you.
Likewise.
I
Love you too,
celebrate all of you. Thank you so much. This is
Thank you.
awesome. And we look
We
forward
love
to
you
seeing
too.
y'all back in 2 weeks. We'll do another round. Don't have the topic yet, but I know it'll come. So
That's right. Thank you so much, everyone.
the page, the YouTube channel, and all that stuff, and we gonna keep doing what we do.
Right.
Exactly. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Good night. Bye,
ladies.
ladies.
Guys, love everybody.
Love
Bye-bye.
y'all. Bye.
Thanks.